I actually big cheated because I have 14, but I've listed it in such a way that it's 10. I lumped the Disney Plus together. Did you do that?
No, I did not do that.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is So I'm Watching This Show, your new favorite pop culture YouTube channel where we talk about movies, TV, music, and more. And as always, this is a spoiler show. We will be spoiling many things about these topics as we talk about them. Yeah, this is our favorite TV of 2021 list.
Yes.
Yay!
Very exciting.
I think we will start off. We each have a couple of honorable mentions. The obligatory disclaimer is this is the stuff I liked the most or the stuff that I think was the best representation of the year and my experience in the year. So it's not necessarily that I think that these things in order were an appraisal of the quality of television. It's just this is the stuff I watched and this is stuff that I liked that I want to bring forward. But
agreed.
And frequently I don't put a second, third, or fourth season in my top 10 list unless it's particularly noteworthy.
I think I did only 2 season 2s.
So some of my, like for instance, on my honorable mentions, I have Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
That's in mine as well.
We had a relatively appropriate send off for that one. And it was fine. The show was at a place where it was sort of losing steam, losing focus, but I don't think it was done yet. I think there was easily one or two more seasons that we could have done. But yeah, my number 7, I have Shadow and Bone. It didn't.
These are your honorable mentions. Okay.
It didn't fully hit the mark for me, but I thought it was noteworthy, and I am interested, and I'll even say excited for a season 2, which is coming.
It's also on my honorable mentions as well. I really, really enjoyed Shadow and Bone. I thought everybody was really well cast. I thought all of the storylines were really great. They expanded where they needed to. They, kind of cut back a little where they needed to. I thought it was a really good adaptation because I read the book as well. So I thought it was a really well done adaptation, and I really enjoyed it.
I put American Crime Story Impeachment on my honorable mentions.
Me too.
The acting was exquisite. The writing decent. I think it meandered a little bit. It didn't quite revolutionize.
Yeah, we didn't get to the impeachment until episode 10, whatever, the final episode.
I think of it more as sort of a reenactment than a dramatization. It's just sort of like if you want to watch how this stuff played out, then there you go. Where it was good, I don't think it was great. That kind of thing.
I agree.
For 5, I just put for shits. I started watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I had a blast with Rachel. It was a really fun, silly, low stakes thing. I think they're fun. I'm glad to have this a mild grasp on what was up till this point a cultural blind spot for me.
Sure.
And I like Kyle Richards.
Nice.
And Crystal. I'm not afraid to say it. Crystal Kungminkoff. My number 4 and 3, I have RuPaul's Drag Race. I liked season 13, but especially All Stars 6. It was really great for us because we knew who most of the queens were.
It was
nice. A crop of queens that we had been watching live. And it was a very, very, very good season of Drag Race with a great gimmick. And it was an excellent episode of season of reality TV.
Yeah, I agree. Stay tuned for our season 14 coverage of RuPaul's Drag Race coming January 7th.
Yeah, I was going to say it might even be out.
Starting January 7th. So
I put American Horror Story double feature.
Oh, I did not.
On here.
It was pretty good, though.
It was typical American Horror Story but it was double feature, so there were 2, both of which absolutely biffed the ending.
Biffed the landing. We did get a comment on one of our episodes, one of our American Horror Story episodes that said we were basically right because apparently the most focused season of a Ryan Murphy show that person had watched was Halston, and it was 5 episodes. So apparently 4 is too few and 6 is too many. So I feel like from now on we need 5 episodes from Ryan Murphy, and that's it.
That's what he can sustain.
That's what we can do.
And then my number 1, I had a hard time not putting this on my top 10, but it was the show Big Mouth. I discovered it at this time last year.
Okay.
And so we kind of watched all 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And though there was a season of Big Mouth this year, I didn't think that season 5 was necessarily remarkable enough to single out and rank. But I ended up enjoying the show a great deal. I think it's very funny. I think it is very interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it actually does a lot for the conversation and for sex positivity and gender,
being open, discussing sexuality with your your tweens
and the male female.
It's great. I have a couple more honorable mentions that you did not get to. You season 3 was very good. The other 2, season 2 was excellent. And then there is a show from 2 of the writers of Bob's Burgers, Lizzie and Wendy Molyneux, and it's called The Great North. And Are
you watching that?
Adorable.
Is it really?
It is so cute. My husband is obsessed with the theme song. It's really, really sweet. The one daughter who is like, they're all main characters. It's an ensemble, but the daughter is like sort of your entry point. She has an Alanis Morissette like in the Aurora Borealis, who's like her imaginary friend and gives her advice. And it is actually Alanis Morissette doing the voice and everything. It's really sweet. They are the 2 who wrote like the really good Valentine's Day episode that got nominated for an Emmy on Bob's Burgers. It's just really sweet. I really like it. It's really nice.
Have we talked about it? I didn't even know that it was Isn't it on Apple?
No, that's called Central Park. That's a different one. And then my last honorable mention, actually, I have 2. You're going to be really mad about one of them. I put WandaVision in my honorable mentions.
Really?
Yeah. And since I know we'll talk about it, I'm not going to mention it. But my last honorable mention is Squid Game.
Oh.
It was a wild ride.
Really?
It was so interesting and so fascinating. The stuff it says about like income inequality and like,
if I could do it again, I'd jump on, but I feel like I missed the.
Yeah, I mean, even we missed it and we watched it like 3 weeks late. But yeah, it's just it was good. I enjoyed it. So
I didn't understand. Like I didn't get why it was such a big hit. And then by the time I finally understood what happened, I was like, I thought by coincidence everybody in the world decided to start watching this Korean show. I didn't know that it was like a worldwide hit, and then Netflix acquired it and then pushed it. And like, I was like, oh, so it was like, I was really sort of against it because I thought it was stupid. And then by the time I understood it, I was like, I've missed my window.
Yeah, it was actually really great. If you want to go back and watch it just for funsies, it was pretty
At this point, I think we need to put like a year or 2 and then we'll go back and be like, blank finally does blank.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So my number 10, it's not so much that I think this was this good, because I think it's one you would expect for it to have been an honorable mention, but it came out of nowhere. It was really welcome. I want more like this, more of this, I want to encourage this. I put Made for Love.
That's on my list as well, but it's
Is
higher.
It really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be it.
No, I loved Made for Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's Kristin Milioti and Billy Magnuson and Ray Romano.
Yeah.
And Patty Harrison.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Patty Harrison doing some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, I really like that as well. I think what it says about like relationships in the modern age of technology is really fascinating. And I think the performances are what lifted it so far, because I have it at number 6.
Billy Magnuson's one of those ones that I think he's underrated.
So underrated.
But I don't know how, like, I don't think he needs to be doing something different.
Okay, it's weird to say that because he has been, since we have like basically known who he was, he's been in a Stephen Sondheim musical adaptation. He's been in one of the funniest comedies of the last 10 years. He's been in this, which is like prestige TV, and he's been in a fucking James Bond movie. And I'm just sort of
People
like,
versus OJ.
And the People versus, he was Kato Kaelin in the People versus OJ. And I'm just sort of like, he is underrated, but he is working. So I don't know what to say really. But yeah, I loved that. My number 10 is Schmigadoon. I loved Schmigadoon. It was so cute and so silly.
And 6 episodes.
It was in and out. But I like, honest to God, kind of hope we get more of something like that.
I think we are.
From Cecily and Keegan-Michael Key. I mean, it was just so fun.
There's different genres of musical that they could explore.
Yeah.
Because it's a very
Because that was a very like Oklahoma type of vibe.
Brigadoon.
Yeah.
Like it I don't remember the example she used, but Pop Culture Happy Hour did an episode on it. And they said that first of all, it's a very, very specific type of comedy, because on its surface, it seems like it's going to be sort of like that ironic, cynical satire thing.
Sure. It's mostly just like befuddled confusement.
Well, it's the way that Linda Holmes said it is she was like, it's for the people. It's parodying a certain type of American musical. And she said it's for the people who have seen that show or listened to that music 41 times.
Sure.
And it's things that dawn on you where you go, did she say blank and blank blank?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You're like, oh, hold on.
And so it's like, it seems like it's going to be really sardonic, and that factors in sometimes, but it's sort of, I think it's a very, very, very deep down that rabbit hole, that parody rabbit hole.
I agree.
And I think,
but it still comes from a place of love. Yeah.
But Cecily and Keegan, Ariana DeBose, Dove Cameron, Aaron Tveit, Kristin Chenoweth, even Fred Armisen,
Alan Cumming.
Yeah, it's just, wow. It was my number 6.
Oh, okay. Nice. So we like basically swapped there.
My number 9 is White Lotus.
Okay. I didn't end up watching
White Lotus. Very, very interesting. It's frustrating, but not in a way that's unwatchable, because sometimes when movies, it's like Ingrid Goes West is like borderline too cringy for you and stuff. It's like, it flirts with that, but it just sort of dissects privilege, and I don't even know. It was really excellent.
I've heard it's great. I have plans to watch it.
It has this weird sinister quality.
Okay. I wondered,
creeping underneath it, where at any moment, it never, slight spoiler alert, not like a big reveal, but nothing supernatural ends up happening, but at any moment you feel like something good.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
And I truly believe Jennifer Coolidge will win an Emmy this year.
Okay, sweet. And that'd be great.
Not to oversell her performance, she's doing Jennifer Coolidge, but it's the amount of Jennifer Coolidge she's doing versus its placement within this show is really,
so if she wins an Emmy for that and the Oscar for Single All the Way, she's so close to it.
I thought you were going with Promising Young Woman.
No. My number 9 is something I just binged last week. I love Mindy Kaling. I'll put that out there first. I binged The Sex Lives of College Girls. It was so perfect. I loved everything about it. And in keeping with my theme from the movies episode, Timothée Chalamet's sister is in this show, and she is also very good. It just basically follows these like 4 suite mates in their freshman year of like a New England liberal arts college. And it's got everything. It's got sex. It's got drinking. It's got cheating on exams. You know, all of this stuff. Gavin Leatherwood is in it as well. And I told you the other day, Gillian Vigman plays one of their moms. It's very.
Isn't she his mom?
She's Gavin Leatherwood's mom. Yeah. And Sherry Shepherd plays one of their moms. As well.
It's the impression is she kind of wants to sleep with him.
Yeah, she like hardcore wants to fuck him, and like what the sister is his sister. Her daughter is one of the suite mates. And she's like, yeah, Mom, we all know you want to fuck him, but like, can you cut it out? And they all are like, oh my God, disgusting. But the whole time she just keeps grabbing Gavin Leatherwood's arm and being like, oh, you're so handsome. And like all this, it's really funny. Yeah, it's Nicole Parker is one of their moms. Sherry Shepherd is one of their moms. It's very funny. I definitely recommend it. It's on HBO Max. Mindy Kaling created and produces it, and it got a season 2. So it's coming back.
You got me at Nicole Parker. She disappeared, and
she's only in 2. The parents are really only in 2 episodes, but it, honest to God, works. I loved it.
So my number 8, I did have you. It was a wild ride.
It was a fucking wild ride.
And I don't know that, I'm sure it has, I can't remember, but I was gonna say, I don't know if it made our lists because it's frequently coming out in the year end. So I just wanted to make sure that the show is very good. For our money has survived 3 seasons.
My number 8 is Kevin Can Fuck Himself. Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek fame, who played Alexis, she stars as basically part of the time it's like a sitcom with like what is it, like fat husband, hot wife, the vibe. And then as soon as she is like out of earshot of the husband, it turns into like a drama. And it is also a wild ride. It's very good, very funny, really sort of upsetting in like a viscerally female way. But Annie Murphy is like incredible. I was like, I wonder if she can do something besides Alexis, because it's like the first big thing she did. And she 100% can do stuff besides Alexis. I was very impressed. It's on AMC. I think you can stream it if you have the like AMC Plus app. Yeah.
My number 7 is something that we did cover. We just didn't cover it on our show. I have Bridgerton.
Oh, that is technically 2020.
Yeah, but we'd already done our year end. Oh, so I guess I should have put it in the honorable mentions.
No, I mean, you let me get away with Promising Young Woman, so I'll let you get away with that. I loved Bridgerton too.
I loved it too. We did an episode with Pod Clubhouse.
Yep.
We'll see if we can link to that, where we talked to them about it's about an hour long conversation about what we thought. Justice for Cressida.
So I read the books since last year. I read all 8 books. Cressida fucking sucks.
Does she?
So no justice for Cressida. Cressida deserves to not get the prince. She's mean. She's really mean to Penelope.
Mm-hmm. Just in the shows, I just really thought
Daphne did her dirty in the show.
Daphne really screwed her over in the show.
Daphne did her dirty in the show for sure. So my number 7 is season 2 of Ted Lasso. I don't even know how to explain how much better it was. There's so much emotional growth in season 2 from like all of the characters. And there is a new addition who is a therapist who comes in to like talks to some of the players and ends up obviously helping Ted a little. Basically everything about it. People have said that like season 2 is not as good. I totally disagree with that. I also think a lot of people are really irritated with the way that they took a certain character who kind of goes down a negative path. But I think that we are really going somewhere with it. And so I'm having a lot of faith in the show. And I just like, I don't know. I just loved it. It was like, for me, even better than season 1. And season 1 was quite good. So that's my number 7.
My 6 was Schmigadoon.
And my 6 was Made for Love.
Are those swapped?
Yeah, because it was my number 10 and your number. It was like our 10s and 6s were swapped.
For number 5, I just put Disney Plus.
Okay.
I went ahead and just lumped them all together because we were watching them sort of that way, comparing them, contrasting them. But within that, the ranking I did for them was I had shockingly Hawkeye was my number 1. I had WandaVision as number 2. I had Loki as number 3. And I had Falcon and Winter Soldier as number 4. We've said this several times, but in case you are new, I like the character work in WandaVision the most. And I think the overall story implications in Loki were the most interesting. I think Hawkeye balanced those two things the best. And Falcon and Winter Soldier were also there. I don't think it was very good.
My number 5 is Loki. Just by itself. I first of all, I'm obsessed with Tom Hiddleston. So that did like 98% of the heavy lifting for me. I thought it was one of the weirdly most restrained and also interesting performances from Owen Wilson I've ever seen. I really enjoyed that. I also think the character work that they did with Loki specifically, like getting him through like 6 movies worth of character growth he'd already done in the span of like a montage. I don't care what you say. It worked for me. It was really, and again, the story implications were really fascinating to me. And I loved it. It was the one I was looking forward to this year the most. And I ended up thinking it was really great. I dug it. I love Loki.
Miss Minutes.
Yeah. Also Miss Minutes was pretty great.
I want the Loki doll because it comes with Miss Minutes. Yeah. So my number 4 was the other 2.
Nice. Okay.
I just love that show. Yeah. It's one of the few shows out there where I do just feel truly seen.
Yeah.
I think gay people are the worst. I hate them. I don't like gay Twitter. I don't like any of that stuff.
You have to say something else to like.
And so to have Carrie sort of
discover that a little.
Well, not even just discover that, but to have, a person later on in life, 30-year-old, whatever, really sort of, because it's his gayness. They know he's gay. It's like, it's not like a late in life coming out, but it's like he's really grappling with blooming at this point.
Sure.
in ways that many other in the gay community just fly right through.
Yeah.
And
I thought the season was really good for Brooke too.
Mhm.
Like her coming to grips with like what's going on in her life and Pat's life and everything. It was really funny.
Pat is one of the best characters on TV. Molly Shannon, she is a very, very, very strong ingredient, and she's used so wonderfully here. And I think the thing about the show that is the best is considering how sharp, very sharp, even borderline acidic the comedy, the observation, the material can be. It has this soft, squishy heart that everybody ultimately at the end of the day, Pat's just a good person trying to do things.
That's the thing I like about it the most, is that even Brooke and Carrie are like, they love each other and they love Chase and they love their mom. It's like, that's the important part.
The final scene, the whole church episode, oh my God. But the final gag of season 2 where Carrie's going to work on the movie finally.
Yeah.
And it's March 22nd, 2022 or 2020 is just so funny.
It's a lot.
So
my number 4 was Mayor of Easttown. It was really good. It had the like true crime vibe, but like drama. And I mean, it's for me the best Kate Winslet has been in like a minute. I mean, she's amazing all the time, but it was like really good work from her. And what?
I just have Murder Dirter
in
my head from SNL.
I mean, everybody's accent was pretty great. Also the Renaissance of Jean Smart is going strong with this show. And honest to God, I love it, but I love it, and at the same time, I'm shocked that Evan Peters didn't already have an Emmy for one of those Ryan Murphy shows, but he got an Emmy for Mayor of Easttown, and I think it was so well deserved. His performance in that, and Julia Nichols too. All three of them got the award, and I just think it was great. It's got, like I said, a true crime vibe, but a drama vibe. Very good. It was really interesting. Very good.
So my number 3 was Ted Lasso because I watched season 1 and started season 2. I've only gotten like 3 episodes into season 2, and I've heard from some people, doesn't it sort of take a second before it kicks in?
It depends.
It's not that it lost me or anything like that. It just like I was waiting for it to be done so I could watch it all together, and then I just haven't.
Yeah.
That's high up on my list to finish season 2. So I love Ted Lasso. It was really real game changer.
Yeah.
Like I truly didn't think I could ever give a fuck, and it's not about soccer.
It's not about soccer. It's just like Friday Night Lights is not about football. This is not about soccer. Yeah. So my number, that was your number 3? My number 3 is season 2 of The Great. I loved it. It was so good.
Well, my number 2 is season 2 of The Great.
Nice.
I just am so frustrated that I don't think it gets the attention it deserves.
It doesn't.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And I don't know what's not clicking with people. And it's not a cheap show, and that makes me fear for its future.
Yeah.
But it is it too good? Is that the problem? Is it too funny?
It might be too good.
I think for whatever reason, people can't handle good shows that are also pretty. In order for anybody to watch a show, it has to be good, but it also has to be really sardonic, really dark. It has to be Asian people commenting on society in order to.
Welcome to my entire life since Pushing Daisies was canceled. Because that's my exact theory about Pushing Daisies.
That was like a Squid Game / I also thought Parasite was just okay.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't meant to be like those Asian people ruining.
Slander.
No.
No, I definitely know what you mean. And I, for the most part, agree with you. And now I feel a little bit shamed that Mayor of Easttown was my number 4. But I like dramas if they're well done, and also it was blessedly like 6 or 8 episodes, so it like really was contained and nice.
I just don't know, because I mean, frankly, there's drama in The Great.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is a comedy before it's a drama, but I don't understand why, in order for something to be taken seriously, it has to be so gritty. It has to be so, because I mean, even The White Lotus, it's like that claims it's a comedy. I mean, I laugh, but it is so heavy, and I just don't know why. It's like, well, I think the color pink is too prevalent in The Great, ergo we won't watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Although, in fairness to Squid Game, there's a lot of pink in it, so
I also am just like, I mean, we already have Battle Royale and Hunger Games, so I'm just sort of like,
oh, it's not the same at all. You gotta watch it. It's pretty good. Okay, so my number 2 was Hawkeye. I fucking loved Hawkeye. I thought it was so good. It was my favorite of the 4 Disney Plus shows we've gotten this year. I didn't think it was going to be. I was mostly, until I saw the first trailer, I was mostly on your team where I was like, Hawkeye, who cares? What the fuck do we care about that? It made me love Hawkeye, just similarly to Shang-Chi. You know, it really...
with the Mandarin.
Yeah, it retroactively earned Hawkeye for me. It retroactively earned his entire presence. The fact that he is the one who survived from Endgame, it earned all of that for me. It introduced Kate Bishop, who I'm really pumped for because I love Haley Steinfeld. And biggest spoiler alert, it fucking introduced the Netflix Marvel shows into MCU canon. And I think for that alone, for the mere possibility, the grain of a possibility that I could see John Bernthal in an MCU movie, I think I'm the most grateful for that. And also Deborah Ann Wall, because we keep getting slander about Karen Page on Twitter and YouTube and everything, and I'm not going to be silent about my love for Deborah Ann Wall's Karen Page. So
I haven't seen it. So.
Oh my God, it's everywhere. I love her. I think she's great. The fact that that window is open is, I think, my favorite thing that's happened in the MCU this year, because we not only got that in Hawkeye, but we also got it in Spider-Man No Way Home. And so that's my happiest thing from 2021. I think we have the same number 1.
We both have Midnight Mass.
100%. Absolutely the best show I watched.
The reign of Flanagan, of Mike Flanagan.
Man, undefeated, this bitch. I mean, it was absolutely stunning. We did episodic coverage of Midnight Mass. If you want to hear us talk about it, all of our episodes, we have a playlist on our YouTube, so definitely go there. But yeah.
Just gutted me.
Yeah.
Like twice, too.
At least twice.
It was scary. It was moving. It was
romantic.
Weird. Yeah. Like, it was very sort of, I just remember being on that journey and being like, are we doing this?
Yeah.
And we do.
We did.
We do.
We did do it.
I mean, its reception is good.
Positive.
But of course, there are people who don't like it or get it. And I understand that. It's very talky.
It's a lot.
It's pretty high on its own supply. But that's a supply that I enjoy getting high on.
I'm also high on. It's also, I think what's also interesting to me is how personal this specifically was to Mike Flanagan. Like, finding out, the reasons why he did this and how long it had been sort of rumbling around in his head and everything. I don't know. It really makes it worth it to me. And also now Zach Gilford is like in his cadre of actors, which I love. I love Zach Gilford.
The things that it says about redemption and all of that, like Riley, the character of Riley, I'm actually just so strangely passionate about.
Me too.
Because he got lost and he made a mistake and that hurt somebody. Yeah. And we focus, rightfully so, on how and why that's bad and how and why he should be punished. But it's like, and then what? Like, what defines us? What do we, any time that somebody says, what do we owe to each other?
Yeah.
Buckle up.
I'm a fucking sucker for that.
Yeah. And I just really, what was his name? Joe Collie.
Yeah. Robert Longstreet.
Robert Longstreet was so good. Much needed round of applause for Samantha Sloyan suffering from Jack Gleason syndrome.
real nun in a French braid energy.
Punch in the tit.
Yeah, just straight to the moon. Also our episode 5 recap is our 3rd most watched episode ever, so go give that a couple more views.
So I think that's it.
Yeah, that was good. I think I had a much easier time doing TV this year than I had doing movies. I had to really think about top 10 movies for this year in a way that I was like, oh, TV, well, this, and then this, and then this, and then this.
Well, in general, but also in the pandemic world, TV is where it's at.
TV is also a little easier to to put out, I guess.
And to access.
Yeah. But that was that's it for TV. So definitely let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite TV show of the year was. And then you can follow us on Twitter at soimwatching or Instagram at soimwatching the show. We also have a website, soimwatching.com, which links out to everything. If you do want to watch, we have done episodes for almost every single one of these shows again. And they're going to be on our YouTube.
Well, yeah, White Lotus and Mayor of Easttown we didn't do, but regardless.
But most of them, if you want to see. Yeah, I recommend all these shows. So other than that, just like and subscribe. And then if you feel so inclined, you can donate money to our cause here. And then, yeah, we will see you later. Bye.